Alright, we're going to do this quick. I'm going to show you how to make a custom high quality CSP for Melee. I'm going to turn up my mic just a bit. Alright. So, to begin, let's do this. Open up a new version or a new window of the program. I'm using HSD Raw, which I really need to just make a guide on. There's a lot to cover, which isn't always super intuitive to pick up, but it's a very strong program. It does a lot. Credit to Plage, or PLOAJ, however you pronounce it, for making the program. Super awesome. I'm sure it took a lot of hard work, but a few things I gotta cover. Let's see. So first of all, let me show you what we're working with, so we're all on the same page. So these three files. So for Melee, each character, when they're loaded in the game, when you're actually playing the character on a stage, there's basically three files that it loads for them. Well, that we're going to worry about in this situation anyways. So the character itself, the model, where the polygons are rigged to what's called a skeleton. Skeleton meaning that you move a joint, the joint moves the mesh or the polygons, and that makes it seem like the character is moving. And in Fox's case, this is PLFX and R. So this is his model. Hopefully this will start playing. All right. So this is his model, PLFXAJ. This is where all the animations are housed. There's a few other spots that animations are used, like in the versus screen, which you'll see that I'm using, and there might be one other spot I'm not thinking of. Victory poses, like when you win a game, those have their own file too. But this is all the animations, moves the game uses when you're actually on a stage, like playing the game. So all those animations are kept in this file. PLFX this is where all the attributes for the character are stored. So like fall weight, shield size, hitboxes, hurtboxes, sub actions, everything that the game reads to like define the character. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to have Fox with his gun posed and taking a picture of it for a screenshot, right? So let me show you where you can grab Fox's gun. I'll show you here. So Fox's gun is actually part of his just PLFX, and it's considered what's called an article, and it's the second article in his file. Double click on it, you can see that this is Fox's gun, right? And you can export this model. There's different file types. I would suggest using .dae. I'm pretty sure that's the most like stable one, works best. And that's just a type of file for models. So you can save that. Next step is we want to actually have the Fox's model to work with, right? So let's go here, Fox. I've got this file saved here that I'm going to use. Sorry if I sound super stuffed up. My nose is crazy with allergies. I can't breathe. My allergy medicine does nothing. Anyways, so here's the next part we need to go over. So this is opening Fox's model file in HSD raw, which you can get on GitHub. Looks like this. GitHub Plage HSD lib. Download latest commit right here. This is where you get this program. But we've opened Fox's model file. And like I was saying, a model is a combination of polygons or mesh. There's a lot of synonyms attached to a joint structure or skeleton. That's what these blue lines are. It's kind of like a bone, right? So this is his foot, his lower leg, upper leg, his waist. This controls the bone in his back. This is his shoulder, upper arm, lower arm or forearm, his hand. And since this is a lower quality model from the 2000s, right, his fingers are kind of lacking, but there's joints for his fingers too. I guess all you really need is, I guess it would make sense to have an extra joint in there, but so this is the skeleton. Mesh is attached to the skeleton, and what we're trying to do is these little red dots represent joints. So this is his elbow, his wrist, joint in his thumb. You know, this is his knee, that's his ankle, his toe, right? And so what we're trying to do is when a character is holding an item, it's actually attached to this joint in the middle of the hand. Which you can see in this list here off to the side. When we select through here, it's going to highlight, you know, which one we've selected. So joint 7 is his left knee. Joint 8 is ankle, right? So that bone in his hand I mentioned is actually called joint 67. And this is where we're going to attach the model of his gun. So what we got to do is we got to close it to make edits to it. Just like how if you have like a file open and you try to rename it, when it's still open, it can't save, right? Can't make edits. So we got to close it. And we got to remember where that bone is located in the tree. So that's kind of annoying. It's not labeled 67 in here. You kind of just have to remember where it is. But this is where it is in the file tree. Child 5 right here. What we're going to do, I don't want this open. What we're going to do is add a child from scratch. This places like a dummy bone. It doesn't really do anything, which is safe for us to make changes to. And we're going to import from model from file that gun model we exported earlier. Import model. And now, if you open this, boom, you see Fox's gun is now right here. And the parent bone of the gun is attached to that 67 middle bone right there. So that's basically what we've done. And the model file contains the high resolution and low resolution, the low poly. So you'd have to toggle them. You can make changes here under objects. You can see, you know, which mesh is selected. I think low poly is like 36 through something or other. Like, where does it start? 64? 67. 67, 36. Oh, try that again. And now you got all the low poly models deselected. We don't need to see the selection. We don't need to see bones. We want to deselect the grid and the background. So it's basically just a alpha background, nothing, blank, whatever you want to call it. And so that's what I've basically done here, except I've done it with the person I'm helping. Oh, and you can also, so instead of having to go into this file every time to like deselect all the objects, and you might make changes to like the lighting or the animation, you can actually save all those settings right here with the scene setting, which is what I've done with this. So this is his model with the gun pose with the versus screen animation. And yeah, that's how you do it. And you can take a screenshot right here. You can also toggle CSP mode. What this does is it's mimicking the CSPs like that are on the disc in the game. So the lower quality or lower resolution pictures, which makes it compatible with Wii and GameCube, you know. But in this case, our person we're helping is using it for high quality textures through Dolphin, so we're not worrying about that right now. But yeah, and you can edit lighting up here somewhere. If I find it. Where is it? Render settings, you can change the lighting. You can change how the characters posed, all that good stuff. Change the camera orientation. You know, possibilities are endless. So, hopefully this helps.